Thanks for watching. I'm Shelly, and this is There's No Place Like Home. I was not planning on doing a video today. It is after 10 o'clock on Sunday night, and I was just going to take a rest and not do anything. And then as I was scrolling through Twitter, I came across this. This is a tweet that was made by a teacher, and it says, "Teachers see the complications. Please hear our concerns. Hashtag only when it's safe." And it is trying to get people to understand that they don't want schools to reopen because they think that they, the teachers, will not be safe. And this is the graphic that she shared. It's based on the Eric Carle book, Brown Bear, Brown Bear, and it shows a teacher with a mask. And it says, "Teacher, teacher, what do you see? I see COVID looking at me." That's right, my friends. This teacher is saying that what they are going to see when they go back to school is COVID instead of their students. I have been seeing so many posts by teachers about how it is going to be so unsafe for them to be going back to school in the fall and how the schools should not reopen. And this is where the rant comes in, because here's the deal. Why is it that everyone is talking about how we need to keep the teachers safe, and we hear about their safety over and over and over again, yet we have people like cashiers and other people who were essential workers who worked through the entire thing. No one was calling for their safety. No one had concerns about them. You had no one saying that they shouldn't be going back to work. Well, why? Why didn't you hear people doing these things? Well, first of all, it's because, this is about selfishness. People weren't concerned about the safety of the cashiers and all the other essential workers because they knew that they needed these businesses to be open in order for them to survive, which I get. Well, and then on the other hand, if you see the teachers, what this is telling me is that they themselves are admitting that the schools are not essential and that they are not essential. That is what this is telling me. Another thing that this tells me is that the people who are cashiers and who have been out there working on the front line since the beginning, without a break, without anyone worrying about their safety, they don't have these political teachers' unions behind them. That's what this is all about, folks. This is about politics. This is because Donald Trump wants the schools to reopen and the teachers' unions do not. So they are pushing things onto their teachers, and they're making them feel like they are not going to be safe. Well, I'm sure that these teachers who are afraid that they're not going to be safe when they go back to school, did they think about that when they were shopping at Walmart? Or when they were going to the grocery store? Or maybe when they were going to the doctor's office? How is this happening? How is it that people aren't noticing this? And I've been trying to point this out to people over and over again. I have been trying to point this out to people that these teachers, we keep talking about how we need to keep the schools closed to keep the teachers safe, but we never worried about anyone else. Now, I'll get to the implications of what this graphic does for the students in a minute, but this has to be said. So, we have these teachers who have been sitting at home and they have been collecting their pay all of this time. And I'm sure that that's what they want to continue doing, is they want to continue sitting at home and getting their pay. And again, let's go to these people who have been working through all of this. People like my husband, people like my daughter. So and this is something else that has to be said. I'm sure that the teachers have not been collecting unemployment. I'm sure that they've been collecting their pay, but I don't really know how that works. But let's just start off with, the unemployment and the extra $600 a week that people on unemployment were getting. So this whole time that people have been working through the whole thing, they were not getting an extra $600 a week. People who were sitting at home were getting an extra $600 a week. And so, yes, while, some of the employers have been paying their employees hazard pay, that has not been happening. My husband hasn't received any hazard pay. His foot set on fire the other week. He has not been receiving any hazard pay for working through this. So people who have been sitting at home have actually been earning more than people who have been out there working every single day. And then we're going to have teachers who have the nerve to say that they don't feel safe going back to school while they have been sitting at home getting paid for it, while people have been out there every single day since this started. In March? Enough already. It's childish. Now, back to this graphic. What does this say about what these poor students are going to have to deal with when they go back to school? Now, I'm sure that not all teachers are going to feel this way about their students. I don't want to villainize all of them. But I think we do realize that there are going to be a lot of teachers who do have this attitude, who are going to be looking at their students as festering balls of germs. And what sort of repercussions is that going to have on their kids? These poor kids who go back to school, they are going to be dealing with paranoia. They themselves are going to become paranoid. I'm sure they're going to be told all day long, don't touch your face, wash your hands, we need to take your temperature again. And instead of actually learning academics, what they are going to be learning is how to be psychologically traumatized. Enough already. If people don't want to get out there and have some courage and do the job that they were told to do, then they just need to find another job. You cannot live your life in fear of everything. And I understand, yes, people have died from coronavirus. But again, let's go back to the fact that no one cared about the essential workers. This is only happening now. This is political, and this is being pushed for an agenda. And I've had it, and this is all happening at the expense of our children. That's all that I have for you today. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed yet and would like to hear more of what I have to say, I would love if you would do that. If you have any questions or comments, you can leave one over on Instagram because YouTube disables my comments. And if you like my work and would like to check out my Patreon page, I will leave a link in the description box for that as well. And I hope you have a great day.